Inside Out and Back Again, Part 2, At Sea. Our ships creep along the river route, without lights, without cooking, without bathrooms. We are told to sip water only when we must so our bodies can stop needing. Mine won't listen. Mother sighs. I don't blame her, having a daughter who's either dying of thirst or demanding release. Other girls must be made of bamboo, bending whichever way they are told. Mother tells Uncle San, I need a bathroom. We're allowed into the commander's cabin where the bathroom is, so white and clean, so worth the embarrassment. Slowly. I nibble on the last clump of cooked rice from my sack. Hard and moldy, yet chewy and sweet inside. I chew each grain slowly. I hear others chew, but have never seen anyone actually eating. No one has offered to share what I smell. Sardines, dried durian, salted eggs, toasted sesame. I lean towards the family on the next mat. Mother firmly shakes her head. She looks so sad and pats my hand. On the third day, we join the sea towards Thailand. The commander says it's safe enough for his men to cook and for us to go above deck, for all to smile a little. He says there's enough rice and water for 3 weeks, but rescue should happen much earlier. Do not worry, ships come from all countries are out here looking for us. Morning, noon, and night, we each get 1 cup of rice, small, medium, large, according to our height, plus 1 cup of water, no matter our size. The first hot bite of freshly cooked rice, plump and nutty, makes me imagine the taste of a ripe papaya, although one has nothing to do with the other. Mother cannot allow idle children, hers or anyone else's. After 1 week on the ship, Brother Kwong begins English lessons. I wish he would keep it to, how are you? This is a pen. But when an adult is not there, he says we must consider the shame of abandoning our own country and begging towards the unknown where we will all begin again at the lowest level on the social scale. It's better in the afternoons when Brother Vu, who wants us to join, to do front kicks and back kicks, at times adding 1-2 punches. Brother Coy gets to monitor lines for the bathrooms, where bottoms stick out at the sea behind buckets blowing in the wind. When not in class, I have to stay within sight of Mother like a baby. Mother gives me her writing pad. Write tiny. There's but one pad. Writing becomes boring, so I draw over my words. Pouches of pan-fried shredded coconut, tamarind paste on banana leaf, steamed corn on the cob, rounds of fried dough, wedges of pineapple on a stick, and of course, cubes of papaya, tender and shiny. Mother smooths back my hair, knowing the pain of a girl who loves to snack, but is stranded on a ship. Water, water everywhere, making me think land is something I once knew, like napping on a hammock, bathing without salt, watching Mother write, laughing for no reason, kicking up powdery dirt, and wearing clean night clothes, smelling of the sun. Brother Coy stinks. We can't ignore it. He stews and sweats in a jacket he won't take off. Forced to sponge wipe twice a day, he wraps the jacket around his waist. He keeps clutching something in the left pocket where the stench grows. Neighbors complain, even the one 8 mats away, saying it's bad enough being trapped in putrid hot air made from fermented bodies and oily sweat. Must everyone also endure something rotten? Finally, Brother Vu holds Brother Coy down and forces him to open his hand. A flattened chick lies crooked, neck dangling off his palm. The chick had not had a chance after we shoved for hours on board. Brother Coy screams and kicks everything off of our mats. Brother Kwong carries him above deck. Quiet. After 2 weeks at sea, the commander calls all of us above deck for a formal lowering of our yellow flag with 3 red stripes. South Vietnam no longer exists. One woman tries to throw herself overboard, screaming that without a country she cannot live. As they wrestle her down, a man stabs his heart with a toothbrush. I don't know them, but their pain seems unreal next to Brother Coy's, whose eyes are as wild as those of his broken chick. I hold his hand. Come with me. He couldn't resist. Alone at the back of the ship, I open Mother's white handkerchief, and inside lies my mouse-bitten doll, her arms wrapped around the limp, fuzzy body of his chick. I tie it all into a bundle. Brother Coy nods, and I smile, but I regret not having my doll as soon as the white bundle sinks into the sea. In the middle of the night, our ship stops. Mother hugs me, heart drumming as one. If the communists catch us fleeing, it's a million times worse than staying at home. After many shouts and much time, the ships move forward with just one engine. Mother would not release me. Commander says Thailand is much farther than just one engine, and it was risky to take the river route. We escaped bombs, but missed the rescue ships. The commander decides the ration is now half a clump of rice, only at the morning and night, and 1 cup of water all day. Sip, he says, and don't waste strength moving around because it's impossible to predict how much longer we will be floating. During the day, the deck belongs to men and children. At nightfall, women make their way up. In single files, they sponge bathe and relieve themselves behind blanket curtains. I always stand in line with Mother. Every night she points upward, at least the moon remains unchanged. Your father could be looking at the same round moon. He may already understand that we will wait for him across the world. I feel guilty, not having once thought of Father. I can't wish for him to appear until I know where we'll be. The horn of our ship blows and blows, waking everyone from a week-long nap. A sure answer honk honk seems close enough and real enough to call everyone on deck. A gigantic ship with an American flag moves closer. Men in white uniform wave and smile. Our commander wears his navy jacket and hat, so white and so crisp. Now I realize why I like him so much. In uniform, he looks just like Father. He boards the other ship, salutes, and shakes the hand with a man whose hair grows on his face, not on his head, in colors of flames. I had not known such hair was possible. We clap and clap as the ships draw together and kiss. Boxes and boxes pass onto our decks. Oranges, apples, bananas, cold, sweet, bubbly drinks, chocolate drops, fruity gum. The American ship tows ours with a steel braid as thick as my body. Our rescue, now certain, the party blossoms as food suddenly comes up from below. Ramen noodles, beef jerky, dried shrimp, butter biscuits, tamarind pods, canned fish, and drums of real water. Mother says people share when they know they have escaped hunger. Shouldn't people share because there's hunger? That night, I stand behind blowing blankets and pour fresh water all over my skin. How sweet water tastes, even mixed with soap. Water, water, still everywhere, but in the distance appears a black dot. We are told to pack our crisscross packs and line up in a single file, 20 at a time, board a motorboat headed towards the dot. An arm extends to help us on board, an arm hairy with fuzz. I touch it, so real and long, not knowing if I will have another chance to touch golden fuzz. I pluck one hair. Mother slaps my hand, and Brother Kwong speaks quickly in the language I must learn. The fuzzy man laughs. I'm grateful the boat starts to rock, so Mother hasn't the composure to scold me, not just yet. I roll my fuzzy souvenir between my thumb and finger, and I can't help but smile. We have landed on an island called Guam, which no one can pronounce except Brother Kwong, who becomes the translator for all. Many others arrived before us and are living in green tents and sleeping on cots. We live inside a huge tent where Brother View becomes head chef, heating up cans of beef and potatoes, tasting like salty vomit. We eat only canned fruit and thick syrup, and everyone wants extras, but we can only get a cup. Brother Vu somehow brings home a huge can, pumping it out to work out his arm muscles. We eat straight from the can as I search for cherries and grapes. A routine starts as soon as we settle into our tent. Camp workers teach us English mornings and afternoons. Evenings we have to ourselves. We watch movies outdoors with images projected into a white sheet. Brother Kwong translates into a microphone, his voice slow and sad. It's as if a young cowboy like Clint Eastwood, everyone cheers. If it's an old cowboy like John Wayne, most of us boo and go swimming. The Disney cartoons lure out the girls who always surround Brother Vu, begging him to break yet another piece of wood. I can still hear him begging when I go sit with Brother Coy, who rarely speaks anymore, but I'm happy to be near him. Someone should have kissed for having a heart to send the fish sauce to Guam. Everything is more edible with nukman. Brother Vuz sautés the beef and potato goo with onions and sprinkles the magic sauce before serving the mess with rice. Lines extend to the beach. Someone catches a sea creature, puffy and watery like a cucumber. Brother Vuz slices it into slippery strips and stews it with seaweed and the magic sauce. So many appetites wake up that Brother Vu just has the time to cook rice and serve it with plain fish sauce. People begin to cook as long as they can get a cup of nokman. Brother Koi hands out in the same white cups as tea, both dark brown, so of course I drink a gulp of the most salty, most bitter, most fishy tea ever. My head whirls and my breath stinks for days. I don't mind. Mother wants to sell the amethyst ring father brought back from America where he trained in the Navy before I was born. She wants to buy needles and thread, fabric and sandals from the camp's black market. I've never seen her without this purple rock. I can't fall asleep until I twist the ring and count the circles. Brother Kwong says, "No! What's the point of new shirts and sandals if you lose the last tangible remnant of love?" I don't understand what he said, but I agree. Some choose to go to France because many Vietnamese moved there when North and South divided years ago. Uncle Sun says come with his family to Canada where his sister lives, and it can help watch over us until father returns. Mother knows his wife would mind. She tells him Canada's too cold. We stand in line to fill out papers. Every family must decide by tonight when fireworks will explode in honor of America's birthday. Mother starts to write Paris, home of a cousin she has never met. The man behind us whispers, "Choose America. More opportunities there, especially for a family with boys ready to work." Mother whispers back, "My sons must first go to college. If they're smart, America will give them scholarships." Mother chooses. We are flown to another tent city in humid, hot Florida where alligators are shown as entertainment. The people in charge bring in Saigon famous singers to raise refugee spirits, but faces keep twisting with worries. For a family to leave, an American must come to camp and sponsor a family. We wait and wait, but Mother says a possible widow, 3 boys, and a pouty girl makes too huge of a family by American standards. A family of 3 in our tent to the left gets sponsored to Georgia. The couple to our right goes to South Carolina. Newcomers leave before us. Mother can barely eat while Brother Kwong picks the skin at his elbows. I don't mind being here. My hair is growing, and as I become dark and strong from running and swimming. Then, by chance, Mother learns sponsors prefer those applications say Christians. Just like that, Mother amends our faith, saying all beliefs are pretty much the same. A man comes who owns a store that sells cars and wants to train one young man to be a mechanic. He keeps holding up one finger before picking Brother Kwong, who studies engineering, to impress him. Mother doesn't care what the man came looking for. By the time she is done staring, blinking, wiping tears away, all without speaking English, our entire family has a sponsor to Alabama. Our sponsor looks just like an American should. Tall and pig-bellied, black cowboy hat, tan cowboy boots, cigar smoking, teeth shining, red in the face, golden in hair. I love him immediately, and I imagine him to be good-hearted and loud and the owner of a horse.